Oh, Pan. I got you. I got you. I get the joke now. My bad. I didn't mean to ruin your joke. I get the joke now. I didn't mean to ruin your joke. Y'all, I'm just doing this because I want to test out some equipment. I just want to test something out. I'm live streaming straight to my YouTube right now, and I just wanted to test out to see how everything sounds. All right. No, I'm not voting for Trump. I'm not voting for Trump. Um, I don't think Trump would be good not only for my demographic but for the country. The thing is, people think that the country should be run as a company, basically as a business. But number one, Trump isn't even a good businessman. But number two, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think Trump is good for the country at all. Now that doesn't mean I'm a big fan of Biden either. You know what I'm saying? Like as a leftist, I don't appreciate, him supporting what Israel is doing right now. I don't want to get bananaed, but in my opinion, like that's not cool. So I'm not all super Biden, but you know what I'm saying? There's not much of another choice. Kennedy, I don't think he has a chance, to tell you the truth. I don't think he has a chance. Y'all can hear me, right? I just want to make sure because I'm muted. I turned off my speakers on my computer just to make sure I don't get any other noises. But Kennedy, I don't think he has a chance. So I mean, you could vote for him, but I don't think Kennedy even has a chance. Truthfully, the person that I would vote for is Bernie Sanders. Again, I'm a leftist. So the one that I would vote for is Bernie Sanders. And I think even for working class people who are more towards the right would actually benefit from Bernie Sanders and what he wants to do. Biden's not cool what BB is doing, and he's made that clear. Did you listen to the phone? Oh yeah, yeah. I listened to it. I did listen to it. Like I do know that he's not cool with what Netanyahu is doing right now. My only issue is that it shouldn't have taken this long, bro. You know what I'm saying? And with Biden represents more of the neoliberal class of the progressive party. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I've never been a big fan of that, but I do know he's probably the best choice to keep fascism more away than what it is right now. You see what I mean? We'll speak to God's everyone. Okay, Stray, I'm not. I don't understand what you're talking about. I'm being honest. Like I really don't understand what you're talking about. Finance interest, capitalist centrist. Always, yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. He's more of a centrist, and I've never really been a big fan of centrism like that. Yeah, Stray. Clearly, I can read, but I haven't. What you said was word salad. You're just putting words together. The sentence that you put together wasn't coherent. So I don't know what you're talking about. Writing things is more than just putting words together. It actually has to make sense. Um, you will that is a good question. Is Biden actually keeping fascism away or just repacking it? Oh man. From what we can see now, that's a good question. From my perspective, I think he's more keeping it away, but he's still more of the neoliberal centrist capitalist class. That's not total fascism, like what we would see under the Christian nationalists. Um, it's not any better. It's still, neoliberal capitalism. It's still that's not any better than fascism. Or it is better than fascism, but it's not the best thing that we can have. You know what I'm saying? But it's better than being a completely fascist state. Now, of course, you'll still have the capitalists, driving down wages, ruining the environment, et cetera, et cetera. But it's not a completely fascist state like the Christian nationalists want. It wouldn't be completely that. You know what I'm saying? It's not great, but it's not fascism. Does that make sense? We're definitely being played. I agree with you. We're definitely being played. Yeah, just like you said. Yeah, I agree with you. No easy answer. Like we're definitely being played. Like the governments play each other against each other all we like all the time. You feel what I'm saying? Like now, of course, like as I said, I'm Pan African, so and I'm a more of a black nationalist. So I believe black people needed our own party, like what the Black Panthers were trying to do before Hugh P. Newton passed away. You know what I'm saying? But we need a more complex electoral system because right now we have first past the post. You know what I'm saying? And like basically winner takes all. Um, I would want us to have more preference voting. I want us to have more of that. But of course, that would destroy the power of the Republicans and the Democrats. So they won't go for that. So, like, what do we do until then? We would have to actually vote in people who would do that. Like, it's just, you feel me? You think Christian nationalism is overstated? I'm not sure about that. Like, I do. Look. Here's what I'll say. I do get what you mean. They're not popular. Christian nationalists are not popular. Even with Christians today, even among some evangelicals, Christian nationalism isn't popular. However, um, Trump does surround himself with those people, and I feel like if he gets in, he will put them in key positions to do certain things, which is the problem. You see what I'm saying? Like, for example, we don't live in apartheid, right? But in apartheid South Africa, the whites were the minority, but they held the power. You see what I'm saying? So I do agree with you that Christian nationalism is not popular. Even amongst evangelicals, Christian nationalism isn't popular. But can they get into key positions if a certain person becomes president? Yes. And that's what I'm afraid of, if that makes sense. Like the machine behind the Kellogg's boycott, we can find common ground that groceries are yeah, exactly. Like there's common ground that the left and the right can find common ground on. I've always said this: the left and the right can find common ground. It's just that the right in the past few years, it's they're I think they're being like played into supporting G side, and they don't even know it. You know what I mean? Think about what the right is saying right now about LGBTQ people. They're calling them degenerates and ruining society, stuff like that. That's what the Germans were saying about the Jewish people. You see what I'm saying? And they don't even realize it. If you point this out, they will deny it because no one wants to be a Nazi, of course. But like they're being trick bagged into G side and they don't even realize it. You see what I'm saying? So it's like that's the problem there, in my opinion. Yeah, Alex, there really are Christian nationalists. You know that, right? Like Pastor Greg Locke, and their name escapes me at the moment, but there actually are Christian nationalists, Christians who believe that Christianity should not only just be the law, should be not only the state religion, but the law of the land. They actually believe that. I don't know if Christian nationalism is an actual real thing, bro. Who did we actually have a politician who's a Christian nationalist? Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz himself is a Christian nationalist. You see what I'm saying? So it's not something that we're joking about. This is real. Mike, I didn't see your question, so you got to ask again. Alex, I'm not joking about this. Yeah, Brian, I agree with you. Religion should not control the law. Definitely shouldn't. But yeah, Alex, I'm not joking about this. Look up Christian nationalism, look at what they actually say. They actually do believe that Christianity should be the law of the land. Yeah, Cruz is definitely opportunist, but his proclivity his pro I hate saying that word. His proclivities to being a Christian nationalist is what kind of worries me. He's probably never gonna be president. The truth, he's probably never gonna be president, but he's more adjacent, which is something that concerns me a lot. I was just testing this out though, you guys. As long as you can hear me and you can hear my voice and you can hear that the mic is good, because this is what the equipment I'm trying to use. And not only that, I'm live streaming to my YouTube channel right now. So I was just testing it out to see if it all works. But I'm gonna get out of here in a few minutes. I just wanted to test it out. I do appreciate y'all following me though. I do appreciate all the follows. If y'all have Mike, I didn't see your question, bro. Let me scroll back up. Give me a second. Yeah, Mike. You said, "Yo, how about South Africa? Let's talk about that radical shit going on over there." Um, from what I've seen, well, first of all, there's still massive racism going on in South Africa. It hasn't changed. But I think from what you're talking about is the EFF, right? The people who did the entire song of "Unalive the Boer." If you look into context of that song was made during apartheid when the Boers were actually oppressing the South Africans. So it wasn't a call to actually G-side them. It was a call to actually end apartheid. That's the context of that. Now, I don't believe in actually G-siding white South Africans, but I do believe that their power needs to be like eradicated because white South Africans, even though they don't control the politics of South Africa anymore, they still control much of the economy. Much of the power is concentrated into the white population, and they can use their power just like billionaires use their power over here to drive down wages, lobby for legislation that improves their lives to the expense of everybody else. I don't believe in G-siding white South Africans. I do not believe that. But the power structure that they have, the economic power that white South Africans do have right now needs to be eroded. And we do know a lot of them still believe in very racist thoughts and very racist feelings. There's actually all white towns that still exist in South Africa. The only reason it exists is because the town is private property and they can make the rules there. You know what I'm saying? So there's still a lot of them that have racist thoughts and they control much of the property and the economy over there. Not only that, when apartheid ended, the white power structure promised that they will actually dismantle the white centered economic system and give land back to the black South Africans that were there before. They promised that they would do that. They haven't done that yet. They haven't done that yet. And they go against doing that all the time. That's going to cause problems. That's going to cause problems. And if you think it is not, you're out your mind. You see what I'm saying? So again, I don't advocate for taking these people out. I don't advocate that for that at all. But their power structure still needs to be dismantled. They shouldn't be 15% of the population and own 90% of the economy. That's an imbalance that is gonna cause problems. My bad, I gave a speech. I don't know what you mean about Chicago. What about Chicago? So one day should English take back the land that the Middle Eastern have taken in England? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I know that there are people of Middle Eastern descent that live in England, but they don't actually like own the land. Like, I'm not sure what you're talking about. And what do you mean about Chicago? I'm not sure what you mean by Chicago. It seems you weren't listening to what I said and you were just putting things in the comments. I'm not sure if you can listen to what I said, Mike. This is actually one of the problems that we have with political discussions. We actually don't really listen to each other. You're just putting stuff in the comments and not really hearing what I was saying. I'm gonna get out of here soon, y'all. There was just a quick Q&A for me to test my equipment and yeah. Yeah, but Mike, I don't know what you mean by your Chicago comment. I don't know what you mean by the English taking land back from the Middle Easterns in England. That's what Middle Eastern power owns land in England? I'm not. I don't know what you're talking about. But in any case, I don't believe in colonialism or imperialism. So I'm against that, no matter who's doing it. Mhm. Yeah, no problem, Mike. No problem. You know, I'll talk about a lot more stuff. You know what I mean? Like what was it, like last week? I was talking about, not last week, yeah, a few days ago. I was talking about reparations. There's a lot of dialogue we'll talk about. There's lots of things we could talk about. You know what I mean? So yeah, just let me know any questions y'all have or y'all got. But I'm always down for dialoguing. I'm always down to looking at other people's opinion. Hey, Zeus, I'm sitting in my house right now that I own. So all right. All right, sure, I'm lying. You know, I've always heard this a lot, that as I get older, you know, I'm saying I'm gonna become more conservative and more towards the left. Like I worked for insurance companies, right? And I'm still gonna be working for one now. Like working in health insurance made convinced me that we should have universal healthcare. When is it gonna happen? Because I'm pushing 40. I know I look young, but I'm pushing 40, bro. I look young, but I'm pushing 40, bro. Like, so when you think it's gonna happen? Proof hell if it's real. Who said I'm old healthcare? No one said we're old healthcare. Universal healthcare doesn't mean that we're old anything. That just means it's a standard that the country has. No one says that we're old education, but we still have public education. What are you talking about? How flips the bill for your healthcare? What do you mean? Oh, did you mean who? Who flips the bill for our healthcare under a universal healthcare system? Essentially, well, right now we actually already have a universal healthcare system. We're just not receiving it, because Medicare is essentially a universal system. It's basically a public system. You still pay premiums to it, and we're still paying out of it now in our paychecks. We just can't access it. So under a universal system, just give everybody access to it. And if we're not going to do it that way, we're just going to be have everybody pay taxes into the system. What's the problem with that? Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, yada yada. All right, cool. Once you prove it, I'll believe it. Once you prove that Jesus is the way and the truth and all that good stuff, I'll believe it. That's all you got to do. I mean, you're just saying stuff now, bro. Like, I don't. You got to, like, you have to show. I don't have any problem with Jesus existing as a person. The question was he divine? And even if he was, why should I worship him? I don't. That's those are the questions. You just can't say, no Jesus. I can. Do you want me to, go down to the Home Depot and talk to my buddy Jose and ask him if he knows Jesus? Like, what do you want me to do? Once you realize the government can't run systems and just steals money, you become conservative. That's not how government works, my guy. That's literally just not how it works. The government actually does run systems. He came back from the dead. All right, can you prove it? But back to what Zeus was saying, there is no society that has no government. That doesn't exist. That's actually one of the reasons why I don't think full communism may not be workable, because communism at the end goal is a stateless, moneyless society. We've never had that. I don't think we ever will. So like you was just saying that the government doesn't run the system and steals money. That's just not how a government is or how it works. All right, there is like you might as well just be an anarchist and live in the woods. If we have a society, there's gonna be a government, and the government is gonna do some things. That's just how it's gonna work, bro. $500 billion to Ukraine. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not saying that there is no thing that the government can do better or wastes money. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, there's plenty of waste within the government. For example, um, the audits to the Pentagon, they fail it almost every year. There's trillions of dollars missing from the Pentagon. So yeah, there's government waste. I'm not saying that there's not government waste. What I'm saying is that as long as we have a society, a government is going to exist. We can't operate as a society under your mind frame of the government just steals stuff. That's not how society works, bro. There's going to be some sort of governance always. As a matter of fact, if we live in capitalism, capitalism requires governance. It requires it. Do I have a cookie recipe? Um, what is that cookie name? Oh, damn, man. Crazy. I'm gonna DM you. I'm gonna DM you. What's up, Seta? Hey, I'm just talking to my YouTubers right now. Hey, Michelle, how's it going? I'm just testing all this. I'm just testing my stream. All right. I'm talking to my YouTubers. I'm just testing my stream. I'm on if you see I'm on TikTok right now. I'm just testing this out, making sure people can hear me. If you can hear me, that's great. Appreciate you being here. Okay, I understand that you're not saying no government, Zeus, but if we operate under your mind frame that the government is just some evil thing that steals things, why exactly will we need it? That is there's no conclusion to what you're the rational conclusion to what you're saying is nonsense, in my opinion. No problem, Hardy. Who asked for the cookie recipe? Oh, you can hear me, Michelle? Great. My bad, I'm talking to my YouTubers. Michelle, you can hear me? Great. Appreciate it. Thank you. What's going on, Seta? I think I said hi to you already. But yeah, Harley, you said if I have a cookie recipe. I do. I'm gonna get it from my sister and I'm gonna DM you. I think she knows how to make raisin. I like raisin cookies. I like raisin cookies. I really do like them. I like raisin cookies. Um, macadamia nut. I love macadamia nut cookies. Pause if necessary. But I love macadamia nut. That's really one of the only things I'll take from Subway right now because Subway is actually not good for you. I don't know if y'all know that or not, but Subway ain't good for you. But macadamia nut, I love those cookies, and I want to get the recipe for that so bad. I'm gonna get it soon. I'm gonna get it as soon as I can. But my sister knows how to make raisin, and I think she knows how to make oatmeal. I'm gonna get that recipe and I'm gonna send it to you. I think there's a way to make Haitian cookies too. There's a Haitian cookie that I saw that has like a marshmallow in the middle. So good. So good. I gotta get the recipe for that one. But yeah, I love cookies. I'm not sure how it switched from politics to cookies, but that's what happens when it's a Q&A. That's what happens when it's a Q&A. I don't know if you have any more questions for me on Pan Africanism or anything like that, but that's something I know a lot of people don't get. Leftists, okay. As a leftist, I believe in certain things, right? I believe in certain things, certain policies. I believe that as far as we have a society, we need to have freedom of expression, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom from religion as well. And I believe as a society, we should do all we can to uplift as many people as we can from society. So I want equity, right? Equity, and economic equity and equality of opportunities, equity of opportunities. That doesn't mean equity of outcomes. That means equity of opportunities, meaning that your opportunity should not be based on your race, your religion, your gender, your sexual orientation, or any of that. It should not be based on any of that. I believe that we should have universal health care because that's better for the overall society. I believe that we should fund robust education because that's better for the overall society. I think we should unionize everything. And when I mean unionize everything, unionize everything. Even if you're a stockbroker, I believe you deserve a union, in my opinion. You see what I'm saying? I believe that women should have a right to decide what they want to do with their own bodies because of bodily autonomy, things like that. I hope that's all clear when I say leftist. Oh, I also believe that as a society, we should not be hiding from our history. And if we in our history, if we show that there are groups of people that we damaged or that the government damaged, that should be rectified. Yeah, agree, K. Dot. Restaurants should have been unionized by now, like a long time ago. Restaurants definitely should have been unionized by now. No problem, Seta. But yeah, well, as I was saying, in our history, in the history of a country, if a certain group of people were damaged by policies from the government, I believe that should be rectified by that same government. So yes, that means reparations for African Americans. That also means reparations for Native Americans. Because Native Americans right now live in third world conditions. The way Native Americans see there's a stereotype of Native Americans, owning like casinos and shit like that. The vast majority of Native Americans live in third world conditions. So that needs to be rectified. Now Pan-Africanism doesn't mean that I'm racist. Pan-Africanism means that I believe that people of African descent, especially of West African descent, have a shared history and a shared culture and a shared destiny. Pan-Africanism simply just means that we want to make sure that the rights and the opportunities and the economic justices of those people are met. Essentially, that's all it means. That means that doesn't mean that I'm against white people or Asian people. That just means I'm for my people becoming getting into a better position and addressing the fact that we're in this position because of outside forces. Mostly because of outside forces. Every problem that Africa has right now can be tied back to colonialism. Every issue that African Americans have right now can be tied back to slavery, Jim Crow, et cetera, et cetera. Every issue, if you see the flag on my profile, you see that flag, right? All the issues that Haiti has right now is due to interference from the outside world, especially the United States, Canada, and France. Let me give you an example of what I mean. In 1915, the United States invaded Haiti under the auspice of Chiquita Bananas, because the fruit company that Haiti had, it was competing with Chiquita Bananas, and it was destroying their profit margins. So Woodrow Wilson sent the Marines into Haiti to destroy the fruit company. Essentially, while they were there, they stole 1/3 of Haiti's gold. Haiti has natural resources for gold, so while the Marines were there, they stole the about 1/3 of Haiti's gold and then kept it in America for safekeeping. That gold created Citigroup. None of this, what I'm saying right now, is made up, by the way. I'm not just saying this on my ass. You can look this up. Citigroup was created from the gold that was taken from Haiti, which is about $21 billion in today's money. You see what I'm saying? So much of the issues that the Caribbean has right now, not just Haiti either, is also Jamaica. You know what I'm saying? So much of the issues that the Caribbean has right now is because of interference from the outside world. So when I say I'm Pan-African, what I mean by that is that I'm for rectifying these issues, and I'm for uplifting my group of people because we have a shared culture, a shared history, and a shared destiny. That's all it means. Doesn't mean that I hate anybody else. Besides, every other every other culture has that too. There's pan-Europeanism that exists. One second, y'all. Let me talk to my YouTuber. Yeah, Michelle. There's lots of documentaries about Haiti, and give me a second. I said the documentary there's one that's gonna come out soon by Dr. Bertrude. She's in it. And look out for that one. I'm gonna send you that one when I can. Someone just requested, but y'all disappeared. I don't know what happened. Someone requested, but I disappeared. I don't know what happened. So y'all can request again if y'all want. I didn't mean for this to be a long one, y'all. So what if I don't care about race because I think you're my family? We shouldn't care about race. To tell you the truth, we shouldn't. It's just that I know that it has an effect. We shouldn't care about race, but it does have an effect. So until we dismantle the system that created race, because remember, race was created back in the 1400s, 1500s. Race wasn't a thing. That wasn't a concept. You know what I mean? That was created. It was created. So we have to dismantle that. Just like how Sedify said, it's been pushed for us to care. I have to care about it now. We in an ideal world, race wouldn't matter. In an ideal world, unfortunately, we don't live in an ideal world. Now, I get it. We kind of all want to be colorblind. We kind of all want to not really care about the color of someone's skin, and I feel you on that. Trust me, I do feel you on that. I don't want to care about people's skin color either. But unfortunately, we don't live in that type of society. We live in a type of society where, because of my skin color, there are barriers to opportunities. So because of that, I have to care and dismantle that system. And the only way we can dismantle that system is not just ignoring it, but by pointing it out, how wrong it is, and moving to do better. We don't get better by just ignoring it. I disagree with Morgan Freeman when he said that, basically. We don't just get over it by not talking about it. We don't solve problems by ignoring them. We solve problems by seeing what they are, addressing it, acknowledging it, and dismantling it. Along for a day when we don't see black or white person. Not chaotic. I do agree with you. I do long for that day. I want that day. Trust me. I want that day. Sedify wants that day. Pan-Africanists want that day. We all want that day. But right now, we have to get there by dismantling the system. Unfortunately, we don't live in that type of society. You know what I'm saying? I want the day where we're in Star Trek. In Star Trek, you see they never mentioned race at all, right? And when they did mention race, they told people how ridiculous it was. You know what I'm saying? So I long for Star Trek days. I long for that day. You know what I'm saying? It might take 200 years. It might take my great-grandson to see it, but I hope he sees it. But the work has to be done now to dismantle that. That's what I'm saying. Chaotic. This is what I would say. She's of mixed race. Let me ask: is the father well, I'm not sure if you're a woman or not. You are a woman. You're a woman. Is the father of your daughter black? Is it a black man? Or is he Asian? Who's the daughter of your father? If the daughter of your father is a black man, he's a black man. Okay. Bring her around that part of the family if you guys live around them. But if not, bring her to black centered spaces. I'm part of an organization called Black Men Build, and there's black women in that organization as well. But if there are black centered organizations around you, bring her around that as well, so she can know that part of her culture as well. Trust me, it helps. It helps. Bring her to beauty salons that are owned by black people, because this sounds crazy. I know it's gonna sound insane, but white folks typically do not know how to do our hair. I know how insane that sounds, because everyone think that hair is hair, but our hair is different from y'all's hair. You know what I'm saying? It just grows differently. Bring her to beauty salons that are black owned and it's a black space. They're gonna know how to do her hair. You know what I'm saying? So I know for a lot of white people that sounds shocking. Y'all don't know how to do our hair. Like it is like that. Oh, okay, my bad. My daughter's 26 now. She talks about me about the experience. Yeah, about what she experienced. Okay, yeah, it's a different experience. It really is. You know what I mean? And the best way to help her is to let her have that space and to encourage her to be in black spaces so they can speak to her experience. It's a totally different space. You know what I mean? It should now, as I was saying, we don't think it should be that way. Unfortunately, it just is that way. So just let her have that space. Listen to her. Yeah, I mean, listen to what she says. That's the most I can say. Listen to what she says. Empathize with that experience. Bring her around as many black faces as you can. That's what I would say. That's true. Certified. I would always say this. I'm not gonna tell you who to love, right? I'm not gonna tell you who to love. But if you fall in love with someone who's of a different race, and that race in this society went through certain things, you better become knowledgeable. All right. Do that, please, for the sake of not only your relationship, but for your children. Become knowledgeable. No, don't listen. That's all I can do. She faces hardship because she is, yeah, unfortunately. Unfortunately, she does face those hardships, and all you can really do is listen. But, well, actually, listening is not all you can do because one of the backbones of white supremacy in this country is the protection of a white woman. A lot of people don't realize that, but that's one of the backbones of white supremacy in this country is protecting white women. That's one of the backbones. So you can actually use that. There are ways that I've told people that if you're especially if you're a rich white person, there are ways to use your privilege, because we all know the most privileged class in this society is a rich white man. That's the most privileged class in this society. You can use that. You can use that. But as white women, you can use that too. You can use that. These people are going to want to protect me because, that's just the backbone of our society. You can use that. Now, there are ways to, I think, if you talk to, like feminist scholars and stuff like that, they'll more direct you. Because I don't know how, because I'm a man. I'm black. I don't know how you use it, but there's a way to do that. Yeah, that's wonderful, chaotic. I mean, that's wonderful that you do that. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. And if there's things that you need to unlearn, if she tells you, "Hey, Ma, you need to unlearn this," listen to her and unlearn it. You know what I mean? Do the work. It's hard work to look at yourself. Trust me. When I was growing up, I had a lot of self reflection. I used to be very close to incel. I used to be very close to incel, and I had to do a lot of self reflection. It's not easy. It's not easy. So if she tells you that, "Hey, Ma, this hurts me, and you need to unlearn it," listen to her and unlearn it. You feel me? And if you're already on that path to helping her out, stay on the path. You feel me? Like, here's what I would say to white folks though: be careful about saviorism. There's a certain thing called saviorism, and be careful about that. Be careful about that because that could slip you into white supremacy as well. It's what I call leftist white supremacy, basically. And a lot of my white lefty friends get mad at me for this. a lot of my white lefty friends get mad at me for this, but I be telling them, you can be a left white supremacist because you think it's your job to save me. You know what I mean? That's white supremacy in of itself. That's white man's burden. So be careful about straddling that line. That's what I would say for white folks who want to give, their black friends and black children more visibility. Be careful about the saviorism. You can slip into that easily and you not even notice it. Southern Baptist, yeah. Listen, I grew up Pentecostal. I grew up Pentecostal. You know what I mean? So Pentecostal is close to evangelical, and who boy, I had a lot to learn. I had a lot to learn, especially about women. Yeah, I mean, I was one of those dudes like, I am man, do what I say. I was one of those guys. I had to unlearn that. I had to unlearn that. It was difficult, but I had to unlearn that. I've been on for 40 minutes. I just realized that. Oh yeah, been a cause before Southern Baptist. Boy, listen, man. Listen, my Southern sister. It is a lot. we we learn a lot of backward things, man. We learn a lot of backwards things. And even though I'm atheist now, I do think there's a lot of things in the Christian community that's good, like community. You know what I'm saying? That's very, very good. Protecting people is especially for young men learning how to be chivalrous and respecting women and protecting women. I think those are things to learn. It's just that we shouldn't take it to the point of misogyny. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, yeah, as Southern people and Southern Baptists and Southern Church, we learn a lot of backwards things. We do. We do. Yeah, I'm agnostic atheist. When I say I'm agnostic atheist, I don't say that, God definitely doesn't exist. I don't know if he does. But as of right now, I'm not convinced. I don't know what's out there either. But usually the way people describe God is that is this thing that exists outside of space and time. That's not coherent to me. That's not coherent to me. So it's like, if you say something like that exists, there's no way I can disprove that. But I don't think that you can prove that either. What is outside of space and time? Like, how do you get there? I don't get that. It's not coherent. So it's like, I'm not convinced of that. That's what I always say. My YouTuber made a comment. Give me a second, guys. Thank you. White folks need to hear it. I've seen it too. Yeah, Michelle, I've seen it, Michelle. I've seen it too. I've seen it too, which is why I tell them to be careful of that. Be careful of straddling that fence. And they slip into it so easy. It's easy to slip into it and I know it is because I slipped into it. I was a white knight for a while. When I was unlearning misogyny, I slipped into white knight mode. You know what I mean? That I have to save the women. You don't have to do that. It's a hard fence to straddle. It's because I remember those days where I was a white knight, and it's very cringe. It's very, very cringe. And I'm in a better space now, thank goodness. But I did slip into that. I went from misogynist to white knight to damn near incel. You know what I'm saying? Because my white knightism wasn't appreciated. I was like, why don't these women see that I'm trying to save them? I was so cringe as a kid. I was so cringe. So it's one of those things that people need to be careful of. I think we need to have more spaces where we teach better. I feel that if you make a claim, the burden of proof is on you. It is. Exactly, chaotic. The burden of proof is on you if you make a claim. The burden of proof is completely on you. You have to prove that. Which is why, the whole outside of space and time thing is weird to me. How do you prove that? How do you prove that? There's no way to do it. Now, I don't have a problem with people who just believe in God because they know they can't prove it. They want to believe in God because they feel something. I have no problem with that. But it's like, you're not gonna be able to prove this. So like, don't even try. Don't even try. Let's talk more about how we reach our morals and our understandings of the world. Let's talk more about that because you're not gonna be able to prove it to me. All right, I've been on for almost 45 minutes. I'm talking about YouTuber real quick. Michelle, I appreciate you being here. I do really appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, it's great that you're interacting and it's bringing more views to my life. I think I'm gonna do more of these. As a matter of fact, I think I'm gonna do a lot more of these. And who knows? I keep doing these lives. I could get more followers. Excuse me. I get more followers. But I do appreciate y'all being here. I gotta pack up because I'm going on a trip tomorrow. I appreciate your live. Thank you. I enjoy our yeah. I appreciate you too, K. I appreciate you too. And Michelle, I appreciate you as well. But I've been on for 45 minutes. I only want to be on for about 10 because I just wanted to test out my equipment to make sure you guys hear me, you know. But I do appreciate y'all being here. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and end it right here, and I'm gonna see you guys later. All right. Oh yeah, Michelle, we gotta do the interview. Definitely, we gotta do the interview. Definitely. Yeah. I know you guys hear me. I know y'all hear me. But that's all I was testing it out for. I won't want to be here for 10 minutes to test it out. That's all I wanted to do. But I do appreciate y'all being here, and I'm gonna get out of here. I've been on for 45 minutes. I gotta pack up. Um, Me and my fiance are going on a trip tomorrow, so I gotta go ahead and do that. But I appreciate y'all being here. And is Parker on my live? Yo, if you're on my live, bro, like I appreciate you being here. Parker, if you're on my live, I do appreciate you being here because I'm a fan of Parker. I'm a big fan of Parker. He's the one who actually got me into debate talk, you know. But I'll see you guys later. I appreciate y'all. Much love.